I did. I ain't doing that stuff no more. Don't call me with that. But no, it's not. I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. Just and the one thing when I got to James, honey, and they start talking about that, them lips will come out that mouth, and how you praise God and you can curse at the same time. Yeah. Oh, where my heart? Oh, because for me, the curse word just put that icing on it. And when my daddy used to, the way he used to say it, it'll cut you. I ain't gotta, he would just say it and bam. He wasn't cursing at us or whatever, but as he would talk and stuff. And so for some reason, when you're telling somebody off, it seemed to be, much better. But I done learned you shouldn't even be telling people off. Shouldn't even let nobody even have you to that point. So I'm still working on it, I'm still working on what comes out of my mouth, but I'm telling you, I'm conscious of it and I'm aware. And it has definitely helped me to realize it does make sense. Like, how can you praise and curse out that same mouth?
Yeah, because we talked about that. And you were like, yeah, that's just kind of like, what I do. That's how I grew up. And I was like, but why is it what you do? Like, you can change it. Maybe there's some pride there. So there was another moment it was like, there's some pride there that you have to say it this particular way and people don't really get it. Or can you say it a different way and it still gets them at the heart? Because everything I said to you, it got to the heart and I ain't cussing none of that.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You made me cry once or twice too. Yeah. One of them I kept to myself. One of them I couldn't hold it back. You heard it coming out, but you were saying some boy, it appeared. Yeah. When you confront yourself, like a lot of times we like to say, examine yourself, because that's what the Bible say, examine. But when you confront, that's a little different than examine. Confronting, you make yourself answer.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
You make when you confront something, and it doesn't mean hostility. Like, it's not a hostility type of connotation, right? But it's more of a, no, tell me why you keep doing this, Kelly. Not just examine and look at it. Yeah, I be doing that. Yeah. Not just examine and look at it. Tell me why you do it.
Yeah, and then going through those worksheets in the Bible, it helps you to be aware. It helps you to actually see yourself every day. Because too often, we kind of run on autopilot and we just go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. And so we can never actually develop in God the way he wants us to. And so, tell us about how it's made you actually really aware of yourself so that you can change.
Awareness is one of my core values. Excuse me, you gave me a worksheet on listing your values and awareness. I started this awareness thing when I started my vegan journey about 2017, right? My parents, both of them were struggling just to be in the hospital and watch my daddy have to beg for a cup of coffee. Because he was to the point where he was one pork chop away, one this, one that, like that was something for me. And I made up in my mind, going through my mom's sickness until death, and then my dad. I made up in my mind that I did not want to be in a place where I have to be made that I can't have and do this and do that. And so, Thanksgiving of 2017, went over to one of my clients, her house, because she would always cook Thanksgiving for everybody, big plates, right? And me and Fred, we pigged out, right? Me, Fred, and Ginger. We pigged out. And I told Fred then, I'm going to have leftovers, and then I'm going to stop this right here. I need to go vegan, because I was shrinking my fibroids, and I was going the natural way by just watching what I put in my mouth. And so this whole awareness thing came to be like in 2017, but it was awareness concerning my health, right? When you got awareness like what you do in one thing, you're going to do for all, right? Once you get to being the person that you're supposed to be. So the health journey and the vegan, that was just the start of God was lining me up for what I was going to come into. And so when I was in August, when I still had my locks and we were there, remember, I acquired you when I still had my hair.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was getting ready to happen.
Yeah.
There is no way that I would be able to go through what I'm going through. There's no way. Not doing it my way. I had already started, well, God had already lined it up that I get me some help. I still had hair when I started getting my outside help. So when hair was just coming out, sorry. When the hair was just coming out, and I had to be rushed to that hospital because it was just overwhelming to see that. And I realized that hair don't make me. And I put myself in the hospital behind it. They thought I had a stroke. I couldn't walk, just different things that was happening. And we were just in the beginning. I was still struggling with reading the Bible
Yeah.
when this happened, right? So to be able to go through trials and still be able to speak God and utter God and good things out your mouth while you're going through something, you can't do that on your own. Who do that? On their own. That's why so many of us be living like we living and struggling like we're struggling now, because we need that help. And before I started losing my hair, God had already lined up. Who knew that Fred and Kelly was going to have to move to North Carolina? I knew you, but I didn't know you. No, you know?
Yeah.
Who knew that this stuff was going to be like how it turned out? Did I answer the question? Because I think I went off. I don't know.
Yeah, you answered it. You answered it. And so, yeah, I mean, you actually went back to where I wanted to go to about, that time period, because when you had gotten started, your hair was starting to fall out and you were like really just consumed, with that moment. And so it was stressing you out and all of that. But then there was like a shift for you where you stopped being consumed by your circumstance and you started to really get into God. You see that? You see that, girl?
Well, I ain't had time. Hello. I didn't have time to think about it because I was like this, like, did it what? Whoa. Because let me tell y'all something. My mom, we used to be late to Sunday school. So I missed a lot of the lessons and stuff y'all know that y'all think I'm supposed to know, right? And so sometimes when the preacher would preach and he'd be like, y'all know the story. Remember when such and such, and I'd be like, everybody be like, yeah. And I'd be like, no, I don't know it. Cause I think, no, say it please. So I can laugh and be with everybody else. Cause I'm not gonna be able to follow you. I don't know. We was late, so I'm reading like some of this stuff. Like I would hear these stories a little bit here and there. And then that's another thing. A lot of it be misinterpreted. I'm seeing for myself. That ain't that was, they ain't saying that. So it really made me be like, wait, hold up. What? Where does, well, why we be? Right? So now